Now that you're on typeform.com, just come down to the center of the page, click on the Get Started Now button, and you will be brought inside the Typeform platform. You don't even need to create an account at this stage. If you have one, you'll be logged straight in. Once you want to save or share the Typeform, the survey that you've created, then at that stage you will have to create an account. What I'm going to do then is recreate essentially the survey that I've created before, walk you through the steps so you really can get this through this even faster than I did, but it really took me no more than 10 minutes to set this up and get it sent out. Click on the Create New template. I'm going to start from scratch. You have to give your Typeform a name, and just be aware that your name of your survey will appear at the top of the page when somebody opens it up. Really, you want to have a name there, or the title of the survey, that people will actually understand and recognize. Especially if they have a few different tabs open, you want them to remember what this thing is even about, because it's not so obvious unless you have a lot of branding built in. So that's a key thing to do. Just make sure that, if this is a new course survey, I'm sending out the survey on the new course that I'm building. I think that's fairly straightforward, but I would encourage you to do something similar, like new product survey, new service questionnaire, something like that. So I'm just going to rebuild this course survey. So I'll put in new course survey 2, click on start building. Once that loads up, we will be brought in to actually create our questions for the survey. You have the option to add a welcome screen and a custom thank you screen. Some of these features require the pro version, but I just kept it really simple and just added in 5 questions in total. And that was really it. So you can see this is what the end product really looks like, just 5 simple questions. I didn't spend a lot of time designing it or anything. I don't think there's really a need to. You just want to get people's opinions pretty quickly. The first question that I had was this: on a scale of 1 to 10, how interested are you in launching your own business online? So remembering what the goal was that you wrote down in your marketing plan template, essentially you want to gauge people on how interested are they in actually completing that goal. I think that is a great question to start with. I think that definitely when people saw this first question, some people didn't bother answering any other questions, and I guess that's okay. That tells me maybe they weren't interested in really launching their own business at all. But anybody who is interested, I think, is going to complete the remaining questions based on that. To set up the opinion scale, just come across to opinion scale, drag and drop it in here. And now it's going to open up the opinion scale that you want to get feedback on. To save time, I'm just going to copy this and paste it into my new form. So it just pops right up there. So you can see on a scale of 0 to 10, how interested are you launching your own business online? One thing that you should be aware of is you can make these questions required or not required. What I did was I made the first 3 questions required because I wanted to get at least a response from somebody. My last 2 questions were a bit more open, and they didn't have to complete those if they didn't want to. And those 2 questions were really the longer ones here, where I asked them, specifically to give me their ideas to write them in. And that's where I got the greatest feedback. And then if they wanted to add in their email address, I didn't require them to put that in because I wanted them to give me the feedback even if they didn't want to give me their email. So that's it. That's the first question, and I'm going to make that required, and then it's just simply save. Now we are moving on to question number 2, and I made it pretty easy for them to answer again. Gave them a multiple choice question, and which best describes your current position. Again, you can see by the asterisks here that this was a required question. I wanted to really test my buyer persona here that I'd created to really see, who are the people that actually want to complete that goal. So once again, very simple. We can just make this a multiple choice question, drag this in, and you can even copy this exact form. I'll link this up in the description so you have it there. You might skip over like that, but it's pretty easy for you to type these in. Maybe it's just going to be easier for you to type them in. Choices A then. Manager is the first one. Add that in. Up pops another option. Employee. Add that in. What have we got next? Small business owner. Small business owner, entrepreneur. What have we got? Contractor, solopreneur. Student and retired. I think there was only one retired person who clicked in. That's essentially it again. I'm going to make this a required question. Not going to do anything else with that. Question 2 done. We're already pretty far through the process. Now question number 3. This will be different probably for you. What topics are you interested in learning about? This could be for you what features would be most valuable to you if you have a service, or if you're doing some consulting, what services will be the most beneficial for you. So I think that can vary a lot, but essentially what I did is I listed out all of the different topics that I would be including in my new course, and I wanted to get a sense of which one would be the most popular for people. Now what I did find is that a lot of people clicked on the first one. Maybe that's because it was the first one, but it was interesting to see that people had different answers here, and actually then the feedback that I got based on when they had the open question here, they generally they gave feedback in relation to what they wanted. So if somebody clicked on email marketing, then they gave me about what I could really include in the course that would help them with email marketing. So that was very interesting for me. So what topics are you most interested in learning about? I'm just going to copy this. Again, this is a multiple choice question. Drag and drop that in. I'm just going to pop the first one in just to save time. Generating business ideas. And I'm going to leave it at that because there's no point in filling it out again. But that's essentially it. And now this is, I think, really where I got the most valuable information out of the whole survey. And I said, what could this new course include that would really help you achieve your goal? Think about why you gave courses 5 stars in the past. For example, great audio, video, tangible results, easy to follow process. Your ideas are important. So I really asked for their opinions here, but I kind of gave them some hints, like think about why you gave courses 5 stars in the past. So that helps them think back to other examples of the past. It's going to be easy for them to write down. And then I also gave them some examples like great audio and video, tangible results, easy to follow process. And actually in my answers, a lot of people said all the things you have included there plus whatever the thing that I had left out. So I think it's definitely important, if you're asking a question for feedback, that you try to make it as specific as possible, that you give them maybe a reference point. Why have you given 5 stars in the past? You give them some examples of things that you think are important and let them confirm that, or confirm that plus add something else in. And I think this sentence is just nice. Your ideas are important, so that they really take time to actually answer that. And most people did write more than a couple of sentences. So I'm just going to copy and paste this in again. And what we have here is the long text now. Adding this in. And this is the question. And this is actually the description of the question here. So description on, adding this in. And then that's really it. Their answer goes in there. I didn't make this required because I didn't want people to not answer this and then not give me the answers to the other 3 questions. So I'm just going to save that. Question 4 done. There's only one left, and it's a very easy one. Bonus. Add your email below if you'd like early access to this course when it's complete. And that's again just a email. Here we go. Drag and drop this in. And then this is the description again. Description on. Pasting that in. Their answer goes there. Didn't make this required either. So there's no pressure. If they don't want to answer that, that's fine. If they do, well then I know they're interested and they're going to be happy if I reach out to them. So the design, I didn't do anything with the design. I really just left it as it is. I don't think it looks that bad, but you could design that if you want. Distribution now is really easy, and that's what we're going to talk about in the next section. And I'm going to give you some ideas about where you can distribute it, and I'll tell you really how I distributed it and even the language that I used that I think really helped people complete it.